everybody, happy Earth Day from Hands, Paws, and Claws. And I have to say, happy belated birthday to a special girl. Oh, that's a close-up. Cookie, who had her sweet 16 this month of April. And we want to always make sure we recognize special birthdays in this house and at our sanctuary. So happy birthday to our sweet and beloved Cookie, who again we adopted from a rescue in Indiana. So that's where she actually came from. So we love her dearly. She's a beloved part of our family, and any of our animals, sanctuary or animals that are permanent residents of our home, are all family members to us. So happy Earth Day and happy belated birthday to our dear Cookie. So I hope you were able to enjoy today. It definitely didn't go as at least we had planned. The rain sort of put a little bit of a damper on our plans. However, the rain is exactly what spring needs to bring for us. It brings growth, it brings life, and water is just part of that cycle. Water is essential for our planet. It's what makes our planet, or one of the things that makes our planet a living planet. Without water, we wouldn't be that. That's why we need to help our water system. We need to keep our water system clean. It is one of the most essential things we need to do. So on this special day of Earth Day, please keep those factors in mind. Keep clean water on your mind. Keep it not just on Earth Day, but every day. And how do you keep it in your mind? Think of the things that are going into our lakes, streams, rivers, oceans, and so that means everything that is going. And if we litter, where does that end up? If we are, on a boat and we throw things overboard, whether that be when we're fishing or when we are enjoying ourselves for a, relaxing boat ride, or, any of those types of things. Where are those fishing lines, those relaxing items from our boat ride? Where are those things ending up? So that's another thing. Where are the things from our lakes or streams and our riverways ending up? Where are the things from even in our household? Where are those items ending up? But also too, just our general waste and how we are actually using water. Back when I was a child, we didn't pay for water. We didn't do that. Water was, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe depending on the town you lived in, you paid for water, but you paid for it to come from your sinks, your hoses. I drank straight out of the hose in the summertime. And some of you maybe even played in the city and opened up a fire hydrant, and I definitely don't recommend that today, but those are some of the things that took place depending on the year you were born, the city you grew up in, the county, the state. But water is absolutely essential and is what makes our planet the living planet. So it is essential for humans. It is essential for animals. So we at Hands, Paws, and Claws consider that a must-be thing that we salvage and take care of. So take care of your waterways, and also just take care of yourself and hydrating yourself and hydrating your animals. So the rain, though today it may have changed our plans quite a bit, we know that it provides growth. It provides growth for our plants, and it gives water out there to our wild animal friends. So we know it's a necessity. We know we need it. We know it's cleansing out there to, again, our waterway system. And back to paying for our water and things. Every time we are purchasing water now in plastic containers, just be very conscious of where that plastic waste goes. I know there are so many new ways to get nice, fresh, clean, refreshing water, so please try to consider those ways I know I had a model out, but you know, they've got all kinds of nice stuff and ways to be able to have cool, cold water, you know, after those walks you're taking. Oh, we have a friend. Here's Midnight for us. Midnight after Midnight's pampering. Midnight's training our session. Midnight, come on. Midnight had a special pampering day today. Midnight had his nails cut by our special scissors and things like that. So Midnight, definitely, I'm so glad he's back here to visit with us. So this is our cat Midnight, who was adopted from one of the local rescues, Orphans of the Storm. That is a no-kill shelter nearby us, and we're very happy that we were able to rescue him. Rescuing a cat of any kind, but especially a black cat, is something that we're very proud to do. It seems that animals, dogs and cats that are black in color have a more difficult time being adopted. It's just a statistic out there. Black cats kind of have that myth about them, the black cat curse, and it is absolutely not true. I call Midnight, basically, he's like my good luck charm. He is absolutely an animal that I would call one of the things that relaxes me the most when I'm not feeling well, when I need a cuddle buddy, things like that. He absolutely knows. Every night he is either cuddling with myself or my oldest son. So he is a welcome member to this family, a beloved member of this family, and I don't really know what we would have done without adopting him into our home. So hence the shirt that I'm super proud to have, meaning peace, because we have both dogs and cats. We are both a dog and cat home here. I think some in here would, you know, lean dog, lean cat, but we definitely are a dog and cat home, at least in my heart. And this is one of my favorite businesses, by the way. They have inspired me greatly. If you research this business, they are something that have greatly inspired me. So it's the Life is Good product. You'll see me wearing them kind of often in some of my broadcasts or video casts that I do. So they're an inspirational story, and it's kind of a great business model, and where you can really start from something very small and turn it into something big. So dream big. But back on the water, just try to think, again, a concept that, like I said, we used to drink out of a hose, and the concept then came to plastic water bottles, and then other future concepts came to cute water bottle designs that keep water ice cold, and are great ways to have cute designs, cute patterns, things like that. Perfect for different transport situations, fitting in cup holders and things like that, and are great to have a refreshing way to have water. I know when I place my water in here, I like to add a sweetness to it, so a fruit or something like that to add a little refresher to my water really helps for me. So that's just one little tip that I like to do with my water source. So back on that, Midnight definitely was a little added fun, but a little added distraction there. I didn't know Midnight would be one of our visitors today. So I'm thankful for Cookie and Midnight adding to today's thing. But for Earth Day, what I wanted to focus on is also that we like to do our books. Today's book, though, I'm not actually going to be reading, but our Tales and Tales stories are about who inspired me. I think Earth Day is all about inspiration, and it's what inspired me when I was a young child all the way up until adulthood, into being a person who really wanted to believe in conservation and really does believe in conservation, really wanted to work with both animals and humans, and the educational piece of it all. Combining both is just essential, and bringing goodness into the world for us all. I think we can both have peace and cohabitate and live together, and just it provides nothing but good all the way around. So the person who, when I was youngest, inspired me the most was going to be Jane Goodall, and she has a documentary coming out. And this documentary is something that I would definitely recommend watching. However, if you're kind of done with watching the TV shows and things like that, this I would recommend as a read. It's a long one, but we have the time. If we're at home, snuggle up. Rainy days are the perfect days. I always would tell my students rainy days are the best days to do some reading. I always also say do some good for yourself. Take some time for yourself. Take 10, 20 minutes to yourself. Refresh yourself, revitalize yourself. Find a good book. Find a good book that inspires you. And for me, Jane Goodall was somebody who definitely inspired me. So this is a book. Still working on it. It's a big one. But I'm, pretty much I'm partway through here. So Jane Goodall is just somebody who's still alive today, still advocating for animals and conservation, and just, wow, what an inspiration and what a perfect person to look to, especially on a day like Earth Day, literally one of my favorite holidays. Somebody who I encountered later in life but became very inspirational to myself and then also my children is Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin, unfortunately, is no longer with us. I'm very sad to say that. I know my children were devastated in that fact, but what is just amazing about him is the fact that his family is carrying on his legacy, his passion, and I would say what's even more inspiring about that is that they're doing it not just because of him. It's because it's in them. It's a part of them. It's their passion too. It's what they want to do. It's truly a family business. It's not a business built out of guilt. It's not a business built because they're forced to do it. It's a business truly built out of passion, and a passion that was placed in them through their dad and their mom. And I'm truly inspired by him. Here was another shorter read. It was actually, though, written by his wife, Terry Irwin, who they also have a TV show. I believe it's on Animal Planet, so you can check them out. And it's just really neat to see how, again, it's just a family business that has had to really overcome a lot and grow their business after losing probably their greatest inspiration as well. So just a very, very happy guy, and today a day where we want to inspire goodness and happiness. Happy is going to be our word of the day. Steve Irwin has just been an inspiration to myself and my family, and growing our family business being the sanctuary. So thank you to those two, and two great book reads. I would suggest for obviously an older reading group, but again, this is for an all ages broadcast. So spreading on that goodness, it made me so happy to get more write-ins. Thank you, everybody, for continuing on with us and sending in things with our eggs. I have more egg goodness that made me so happy to be able to read. So let me read some of those off quickly if I can. Oh, I do. Oh, Mrs. Gill needs her readers, though, to be able to make sure I see them, especially on these rainy days when it's darker. So let's see what we have. Oh, this one was a nice one. This one was a goodness that was brought by a young lady named Ava. Ava brought goodness to a home where she dropped off on the porch, respecting that social spacing, that she dropped off on the porch. Just a little bit of yumminess to a friend who was feeling down, had a little bit, of the blues, and she dropped off just a little surprise, just a little treat to uplift that friend and make them feel better, and for, somebody at a young age to think of that and think of their friend during a time when, maybe they just needed a little boost, a little pick-me-up at a time when they can't be out together and doing the things that they would normally be doing together. That was some real goodness. So continue on that goodness. Try to think of goodness to do to others. But Ava, that was a really good thing to do. And that person really wants to thank you for dropping off the item at the doorstep, giving a smile and a wave from the car, and just a really good thing to do, and bringing smiles to faces. So continue bringing on the happiness. Let's see our next item. Oh, this one I can actually see. This one says, this one is actually from my community. Several people wrote in about this, stating, I shouldn't just say my community, that would be correct, saying how happy it makes them that the local high schools started a tradition of at 8 o'clock turning on the stadium lights and lighting up the stadium and encouraging families to turn on the lights at 8 o'clock in order to honor those. They specifically labeled who, the different high schools labeled who they were honoring, but those people on the front lines, but also the seniors, those people who are in need in nursing homes and hospitals who need some uplifting, family members who have people who are in those areas who can't be seeing those family members, things like that. So turning on those lights for those first responders and other caregivers out there. So that was a great way for the school districts to inspire others. So turn those lights on 8 o'clock at night. Some schools are doing it just on Friday nights. Other schools are doing it every night. But turning on those lights and lighting up the sky, that's a great way and a good thing to do, and bringing a lot of happiness to others. So thank you. This one I'm going to have to take a peek at. Goodness brought by Todd. Thank you, Todd, for delivering groceries and pharmaceutical supplies, medications, and stuff to a dad, your father, and also Papa for different family members, and making sure, because he is somebody considered a high-risk person, to make sure that he doesn't have to go out and he doesn't have to run those errands. So taking on that job is a wonderful thing, a very good thing, and bringing happiness to many to know that their papa and their dad is safe and staying home safe and staying quarantined as those high-risk people should be. We're still in that stay-at-home, especially here in the Midwest. We're going to be for a number of weeks. So thank you to Todd for doing such a good thing, a good deed, and bringing happiness to others. So thank you for that goodness and filling our egg, and thank you for those who are writing in about that. Ooh, another good one. Just peek. I shouldn't keep taking my glasses off, I guess. And another peek. This is for our, I'm going to say healthcare workers in general, and I'm going to go on this a little bit. This is coming in, this message directly is coming in from a person, doesn't specify the age, but a person named Molly. And Molly said that a healthcare provider is specifically a nurse, she said, is bringing in goodness, and she's saying a specific thank you for allowing FaceTime to be happening between her and her mom during this difficult time when they cannot be together, and her mom is hospitalized and she cannot be with her mother. I'm going to extend on this to all of those healthcare workers. I know specifically I have a good friend where a speech therapist stepped in and helped with her dad for them to be able to connect. Occupational therapists who are helping with this. Doctors, again, nurses, nursing home staff members who are helping to connect and keep that connection alive. You know, our community, our seniors don't necessarily know how to use some of the technology out there. They don't have some of the technology out there, but for you to be able to bring that to them and keep them connected with their family members means the world to them. There are people in the hospital for a variety of reasons. There are people in the hospital having babies without their family members. There are people in the hospital having multiple different types of surgeries for different reasons. There are people in the hospital who are still having different types of accidents and things like that who are in the hospital for different, for those types of reasons. There are people in the hospital who are having heart attacks and strokes and maybe have the inability to speak and communicate, and they need those advocates, and you are becoming those advocates. So you are bringing goodness and happiness to these people and to those people who are fighting cancer and the many other diseases out there that have to consistently go to the hospital to seek care, or maybe hospitalized for a long-term basis, or in nursing home, rehabilitation communities. We thank all those people who are making sure they're staying in touch with loved ones. You are bringing happiness beyond belief and goodness. So truly thank you for that. Thank you so much for writing in. I can't tell you what it means. I mean, the goodness that you're seeing from children to adults, you can do it if you're a child, if you're an adult. Bringing a smile to someone's faces. Let's keep bringing on the goodness, and let's bring on the happiness. Today is, like I said, one of my favorite holidays, Earth Day. Let's bring, happiness to our planet. Let's bring happiness to our pets. One thing, since it was a rainy day, that we were able to do for our pets. There we go. Our pets was to do some extra training. That's something that we try to always do. But again, 10, 20 minutes, depending on the breed, temperament, personality, type of pet that you have, is something that is just essential. It's essential for their mind, their body, their soul, their heart. So it's a bonding experience. It's just good all the way around for them. But especially if you have a dog and it's a rainy day and you can't take them for that walk, it's good for you too. So go ahead and do a training session with them. Teaching them some basic commands, even commands that they already know. Give them a great thing. Sometimes some dogs are treat motivated. Sometimes some dogs are too treat motivated. So you have to find another way. Just like with human beings, some things are more worth the reward. So positive reinforcement is always there. We've got to figure out what reward system works best. That holds true with our children. It holds true with adults. And it holds true with our animals as well. So for dogs, it may be treats again, and it may be different types of treats. Some treats may turn them off completely. Some may get them highly motivated to work for you, and then some may get them over motivated. So you really have to work with that. Some may be a toy. A toy might be the thing. And other times, it's just love and affection. It's praise. It's verbal praise. It's love and affection. that may be the motivating factor. So just doing some small training things and trying to establish a routine with them to do that is a great thing to do on a rainy day. So reading, doing these exercises with your pet, these are some of the things you can be doing on a rainy Earth Day. Watching these documentaries that I've mentioned. Also, I believe Disney is on the Disney Channel, has those documentaries that normally I go to the movie theater and take my kids to watch and see. I believe those are on the Disney Channel. They have some new ones this year, so I'm looking forward to checking those out tonight as we often snuggle down some nights that are still chilly this spring and do that together as a family. So I'm hoping and looking forward to doing that. Other things that we find relaxing and rewarding as a family, as I mentioned before, is watching out in nature. So excited today to see, after we had refilled our bird feeder and put it out for the spring season. We had it out for the winter, but refilled it, replenished it with different types of seed and feed that go along with the spring season. We were excited to see our cardinals come back and return to their nesting site, and our male cardinal came to the feeder, so that was super exciting to see. And we also had a pair of mallard ducks, a male and a female, come and eat at the bottom of the feeder. We don't have a pond in this yard. We're building a pond at our new location, our new sanctuary farm location. So we were super excited to see those mallard ducks, and it was just cool to bird watch from our window. Those mallards loved it in the rain, so they're happy to be out there. But that was therapeutic for me. It made me happy. It made me feel good to see them. And also something that made me feel happy and kind of is a relaxing thing is a lot of people enjoy artwork, and we talked about that before. It's something that I do and will be incorporated in our programming and hopefully in our camps that we'll run this summer through Hands, Paws, and Claws at our new location. But this is something that I thought was beautiful and inspiring that my daughter painted. And I'm super proud of her. She did this on her own as a surprise and wanted to give to me as a gift, just to be uplifting and put a smile on my face and to keep encouraging me again through working hard towards our goals and our family goals towards the business. So this was something that I can't thank her enough. She truly made me happy with this gift. So thank you, my dear daughter, and I love it, and we're going to hang it up. I encourage you to decorate your home with pieces of artwork and other special mementos from places maybe you've traveled to, or things that just give you happy reminders of family, loved ones. Like I said, places you've been. It's just something that makes your house feel more like a home. So that's just, again, another tip that I would give you as far as Hands, Paws, and Claws and Nina Gill feels as like I said, I'm both a parent, a wife, and a business owner, and those are just some things that I hope that you take into consideration. But I'm definitely going to hang this and treasure this, for a lifetime. So thank you, my dear daughter, on that one. I, again, hope you're able to have a very happy Earth Day. If you are in an area in which it is not raining like it is in the Midwest, and I hope you're able to be outside and enjoying every moment of it. It is a great time of year to be planting. Plant things. That would be a wonderful thing to do. I hope you're also able to check out the other postings that I've made on different social media accounts that I have. And on there, you're going to see different tips, pieces of advice, have a few posting on some animals. Some other things we did today are some spa days for our pets. That's another great thing to do. Kind of set different goals. So Earth Day today is a day that we set to do some different grooming things for some of our animals. And by that, many animals need nail cuts and nail trim that doesn't just go for dogs. That goes for our cat, Midnight, who visited us. It also goes for rabbits, and also our ferrets. So that was a special thing that we did today. And it's a bonding experience for some. For some of them, they don't enjoy it that much, but it is something that you can do yourself, and you should be able to take care of yourself. If you don't feel that you can do it, there are vets and groomers that can take care of that for you, and still you can have that social distancing. You can take care of that now. You do not want your animal to be uncomfortable and have overgrown nails. It can be very uncomfortable for them. You need to clean ears on a lot of different types of animals. Make sure you get that done. You don't want an ear infection or something. Think how much an ear infection hurts for a human. It's the same way for an animal. So make sure those types of things are getting checked out. There are safe ways. A lot of vets are coming to your actual car, taking the animal, and then taking care of those type of things for you. So they are keeping their safety, your animal safety, and your safety in mind for sure. So, just set a date in mind, things like that. For example, I know I made a video of Nibbles being one of our older rabbits. His nails extremely long. Front nails, definitely not so much, because those nails are used for digging. Back nails, really long, especially on the older rabbit. A little bit more arthritic, not, using him as much, hopping him around. But I'm glad in our new location, having the multiple surfaces for him to get around. He's got 3 different areas now to hop around in and on, that those nails will wear down much better and things like that. But those nails, to get those trimmed, feel so much better for him. But keep an eye out for it. Younger rabbits are going to have sharper nails. Just think of if you've ever had a puppy or a cat or kitten, those nails are sharper. So a younger rabbit and things like that. And those are just some of the animals that I've shown you. But those animals do require that type of thing, as do ferrets and many other of the pets that we will be talking about and showing you at Hands, Paws, and Claws on our different social media postings, and I can't wait to show you even more. So I hope you have a very, very happy day. Happy evening is what I should say. We're setting into the evening hours. If rain does come, don't despair, because it will bring hopefully some spring flowers and many beautiful things, and it will soften up the ground for you to do some planting, hoping within the next couple of days. So we'll be able to get outside very, very soon, hopefully, and do some planting here in our area, and I look forward to doing that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for writing in. Thank you for providing me with such happiness. I do have a challenge for you. I do want you to send in more goodness. I love it. I love filling my eggs. But for those of you who missed my story, I want you to check out my posting where I read one of my favorite books that's in my book collection. I really want you to check this out. And my challenge for you is, in the story, I used to do this as a teacher, I want you to check out and see. There definitely was a main character in this story, but the main character had an animal friend. And I want you to count how many times you saw that animal friend throughout the story, throughout my reading of the story. So that's going to mean either you have the story or you go back and you listen to the reading of my story. And I truly hope you do. I truly hope you're liking my page. It means so much for the business, because what it's doing is it's everything for the animals. And on Earth Day, you could really, really provide some happiness for the animals by going to some animal sites, going to some conservation sites, especially on, if if it is a rainy or cold night in your area, and just clicking on some things that are important and meaningful to you, and hitting like. It means the world to those sites to do that. And but in there, that's my challenge to you. Count how many times you see that animal friend. If you weren't sure which animal friend I was referring to, it was just like Cookie, my dog. My dog is a mixed breed. Cookie is a mutt. She's a shepherd terrier mix. This dog in the story kind of reminds me of Cookie. I want you to count, including this page, how many times you see the main character, his dog, in the story. If you write that to me, if you post that to me, you will be sent in the mail. I call it snail mail, but through the regular mail, the postal mail. And what a fun thing to get something in the mail. You will get a special hands, paws, and claws surprise. Something from us, something meaningful from us, and you'll have to tune in next time to see what some of those options may be. But give a count. Write to me quickly. See how many times you see that special additional friend who's an important character, at least I feel, in the story. And let us know. And I can't wait to hear your responses. It makes me very happy when there's an animal character in a story because, again, they're a huge part of our family and they help with stress. They provide comfort, and love to cuddle up with them on cold, chilly, rainy nights like tonight. So again, have a very happy Earth Day. Thank you for listening to such a long section I had tonight. I may have to cut this one into two. But there were so many topics to talk about, especially on my favorite holiday, and I'm just so thrilled with the feedback that I'm getting, and I can't thank my tribe, my circle, my family enough for encouraging me to do this. It's been wonderful. So I appreciate it, and I hope it's providing happiness to your household. So please watch as many as you can and post anything that you can. You can private messenger me, and that's how you can get through to me. And again, I have Instagram, so you can always write and list how many things you see on there and stuff like that. If you're, need parent permission or whatever, just make sure that you're getting on through, because that's my special challenge for you. So get counting, all right? Happy Earth Day. Great to see you. Have a good night.